Hello and welcome to Yesterday's Airlines. In today's unboxing video, we're going to be checking out a trio of wonderful Aeroclassics DC-10s which have arrived recently at the Yesterday's Airlines hangar. These are all second-hand models, older releases, and typically older Aeroclassics are the best Aeroclassics. I really like DC-10s and they're a big component of my collection, which includes a lot of classics. So in this video, we're going to be getting these models out and checking them out. Also, I'll have a quick discussion about DC-10 models on the market. So stay tuned for that. But before I get into that, please don't forget to chuck a like on the video if you enjoy the content and subscribe to the channel. Always very pleased and appreciative of people that do that. So thank you very much for watching. The channel's been getting some really good figures recently, and I want to thank you for that. But let's get on and check out what DC-10s are like in 400 scale. Now, one of the key areas of my website, yesterdaysairlines.com, are the mold reviews, and I have done a review of the McDonnell Douglas DC-10, which you can see here. There have been a lot of DC-10s in 400 scale, and there have been 5 or 6 molds, several of which are really nice. There are a lot of older molds on the DC-10, like the Dragon's Wing mold you can see here, like the Gemini Jets mold, and then the Woody Wings mold as well. But in my opinion, the best DC-10 on the market is the Aeroclassics version, and I own lots of DC-10s, and the majority of those use the Aeroclassics DC-10 mold. They have a DC-10 and DC-10 though the 10 doesn't technically have the right length wings on it, but there is a really good looking DC-10 across the board, and AC is still making DC-10s. This pair, the Continental, and it's actually both of these are Continentals, just one of them's got an Alitalia half scheme on. They are recent releases. They still look pretty good. DC-10's Aeroclassics printing is not quite as good as it once was, but they're still really nice. And a lot of DC-10 releases from AC are really rare and hard to pick up. I've been very lucky, and I've just acquired this trio from a good friend of mine, Ian Martin, who lives in Ireland. He's selling a few models, and I picked up this 3. So thank you very much to him, and I can recommend Ian. If you are on Facebook, you'll be able to find him on the groups, and when he's selling models, he's a really good guy to deal with. So thanks very much, Ian. Really appreciate these models, which we'll be looking at in just a second. I haven't got all of my DC-10s from that source though. I recently have picked up this lovely Canadian kind of hybrid in a sense, because it's got a natural metal belly version, and I picked this one up from my sponsor Northeast Diecast. This one arrived at the hangar recently as a purchase, and Northeast Diecast is a great place to pick up classic DC-10s and other classic and second-hand models, because Northeast Diecast has a huge range of models that have come on the seconds market, and they've got a lot of models on there, really often very rare ones. And if you're buying models from Northeast Diecast, then you definitely want to be using the discount code Yesterday's Airlines 15, which will give you 15% off your entire order, which makes a really big difference. So don't forget to check out Northeast Diecast, my sponsor for this video, because they've got some awesome models, and you get 15% off with the code Yesterday's Airlines 15. But let's get on and check out these 3 models which have arrived just recently. So the first model of the 3 that we're going to look at in this video is from North America, and as you can clearly tell from the packaging here, which has a variety of North American DC-10s upon it. But this one is in the colours of United Airlines in the 1990s battleship grey scheme, and is registered N1855 uniform. So let's take her out of the package. Aeroclassics is renowned for making its colours too dark, but actually they've done a really good job typically with the Battleship Grey, which is a highly variable colour across many 400 scale models. But as you can see here, looks really nice on this DC-10 release. And being a slightly older Aeroclassics model, this one's got some really good detailing on it as well. Exceptionally well finished, some really nice print work, as you can see here. Now, talking about DC-1030s in the United Airlines fleet, and actually United didn't have very many Series 30s. The majority of their fleet was made up of DC-10s, but as you can see, this is a Series 30 based on the undercarriage, and it is a CF6 powered Series 30 as well, as you could tell by the engines there. This one actually started life being delivered to Pan Am in 1980, and it would have been one of the aircraft that was acquired when United took over Pan Am's Pacific route operation. But other aircraft coming into the United fleet as Series 30s, they were all second-hand, came from a variety of other sources. Some were ex-Laker machines, I believe, and some have got ex-World Airways registrations as well. So been a pretty varied fleet, and there was never particularly large. There's only 8, I think, Series 30s that operate that weren't, including the ones that were released from CP Air in the 80s too. Anyway, it's a really nice looking model, as you can see, and even though the Battery Grey has not been my favourite all-time United livery, I think on this model it's looking really very nice. So that's enough talking, and let's get her over on to the turntable. The second DC-10 in this video takes us to Asia Pacific. Again, as you can tell by the box, which is fairly standard, except it does have quite a nice map on the back side there. But otherwise, it's fairly generic, aside from the Asia Pacific titles. Inside, we've got a Garuda Indonesia DC-10 30. Although technically, this aircraft actually belonged to KLM. It was delivered to them in 1975 as PH Delta Tango Lima, which is the registration it is wearing here, one of several 10s that flew also with Garuda on lease because KLM was providing a lot of support to the airline at the time. You can see that the engine here has a different exhaust style, and that's because even though this aircraft is also powered with CF6s like the United version, it has the earlier style of exhaust cone to the engines, which is substantially different to that which was on later DC-10s with CF6 engines. It's wearing this very attractive livery with the orange cheat lines. They don't go all the way up into the tail as they did later in Garuda's history, but nonetheless looks very attractive. And it has a lovely natural metal belly, which always looks fabulous on the DC-10. Once again, it's a really nice release from AC and an excellent addition to my collection. Indonesia is a little bit of a focus area for me, so this one goes very nicely, especially because it's a classic. And in fact, I already own one other Garuda 10 too. But let's get, again, this aircraft up on to the turntable so you can get a look at her without my fingers in the way. Our third DC-10 30 for this video takes us to another continent. This time it's Europe. Again, we've got a specific style box with a European map on the back, this time with a few airline logos. And this aircraft in the box is in the colours of Finnair, another classic DC-10 operator. Finnair had 3 aircraft delivered to it new in the 1970s, and this one is its first aircraft, OH Lima Hotel Alpha, which was delivered in January 1975. Finnair also picked up a couple of second-hand DC-10s later for a total of 5 in its fleet, and they wore this really classy and classic Finnair scheme, so much nicer than the current one with the blue cheat line. Simple, but really fresh, and looked really great on the DC-10, which again, being a 1970s aircraft here, still got the CF6 engines, but has that longer exhaust nozzle like on the Garuda. This time we've got a light grey, barely rather than natural metal, but still looks really nice and goes very well with the livery and nice printing and finishing in general on this. Again, quite old and pretty rare Aeroclassics release. Another really fine DC-10 to add to my collection, one that I'm very happy to see, actually, because I don't think I've really ever seen this model for sale, so it's quite a hard one to pick up, and thanks very much, Ian, for selling this to me. Much appreciated, mate. Anyway, let's get her also on to the turntable so you can take a closer look at the model and see her in all her glory. And there we have it. That is the addition of 3 more DC-10s to my 400 scale model collection. I now own 118 DC-10s in my collection, of which 89 use the Aeroclassics mould. It is the mould of choice for the DC-10 in my opinion. And these 3 are really nice additions to the collection, filling out 3 different geographic regions and looking superb. Thank you very much for checking out this video. I really appreciate that. Hope you've enjoyed the content. I've been doing more of these unboxing style videos recently, and they seem to be getting some decent numbers. So thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying them. And I think the next video up will probably be a look at the Phoenix June releases, because they've just been announced. But until then, it is time to say goodbye from yesterday's airlines. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.